my nigga think, you know what? I can put some lotion on. I'll be all right. I just got to reapply.
Right.
Just a little freshen up before.
Yeah, I go in there ashy. Right in the green room, lotioning up. Throw a little cologne on, look in the mirror, last look, and I get ready to go on stage.
Oh my God.
Y'all got something in common.
What?
Who?
He's a Twitter troll.
Who's a Twitter troll?
Hold on, let me. He's a Twitter troll, but you know how to
Watch that face. See that smirk when she says Twitter troll? That's not playful banter. It's pure contempt. What you're about to hear is Dijonai launching a full-scale attack on Caitlin Clark's fan base in an interview that somehow went unnoticed for 2 weeks. The discussion aired on the Underground Lounge podcast with Lou Williams, and the moment it surfaced, it sent shockwaves to the entire WNBA community. Her comments didn't just critique the fans. They went further, questioning whether the league's explosive growth this season was even worth it.
That's the beauty of it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because they're
but it was
just
it was
Now, here's where she's about to go in. I mean, she's about to go on a whole rant. Did y'all hear her slip up? These new fans? Just go ahead and say it. Caitlin Clark fans. She about to slip up and tell it like it is right now. Speak her mind. And this right here is why she get a bad rep. Listen to what she about to say, y'all.
It was a section of fans, though.
a very, very specific one.
Yeah. You think that was helpful to the game?
There it is. That was harsh. Hami was talking about the attention Caitlin Clark brought to the WNBA. The same attention that fueled record ratings, sold out arenas, and more media coverage than the league has seen in 2 decades. And she called it nasty. This exposes a divide that's been simmering all season. On one side, veterans like Hami, Dijonai Carrington, Shan Carter, and others appear genuinely resentful of the influx of new fans. On the other, Clark has remained almost entirely silent, refusing to engage with the criticism aimed at her fan base. Context is crucial. This interview happened 2 weeks ago, but stayed buried until now. Hami knew exactly what she was saying. This wasn't a slip of the tongue or an emotional outburst. She had time to consider her words and deliberately chose to go public with this perspective.
Something that shit was...
It was like nasty energy.
Yeah.
Like hateful. Like really like, ugh.
Yeah. What was your experience like for that? Because we only see what you respond to, but you dealing with that shit all day long.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us are, and it's like you try to not, focus on it or whatever, but it be under your pictures, not even just like DMs where you have to go searching for it. It be out there in the open, posts, YouTube. Like my parents be sending me videos of people making up stuff that happened. They be like, oh my God, are you okay? Is this...
Now she's getting specific. Hami claims these fans are showing up in her DMs, sending her parents fake videos, and stirring manufactured controversies. And to be fair, she's not entirely wrong. There are undeniably toxic elements in Clark's fan base. Anonymous Twitter accounts, burner profiles, and trolls who attack WNBA players on a daily basis. That's real and it's a problem. But here's what Hami conveniently leaves out. Where did this toxicity come from? These fans didn't just decide overnight to harass WNBA players. It started when veterans openly mocked Clark before she even played her first professional game. It escalated when Shan Carter body checked her off the ball and players celebrated it. It intensified when Dijonai Carrington poked Clark in the eye and then tweets suggesting it was intentional. Every time a veteran player targeted Clark, physically or verbally, her fan base responded with even greater intensity.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Now she finna go in on the content creators, y'all. Listen.
Real? I'm like, no, if it didn't come from me, it's not real. But it...
You hold your own, though.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I be like, show your face. Let's talk about it. And they never want to.
No, they won't.
As soon as you respond, they cricket or their page is deactivated.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or they just screenshot it and then post it on another.
Yeah.
She responded to
Yeah. That's what they want.
Now, I gotta agree with her on this one. There is a lot of people in CCFC fan base that don't want to show their face.
Show your face. Let's talk about it. Hami is challenging these anonymous accounts to step into the light. And she's not wrong. If you're going to talk trash online, own it. Put your face on it. Stand behind your words. The internet has created a space where people can say whatever they want with zero accountability, and it's poisoned sports discourse across the board. But let's flip the lens on Hami herself. She agreed to this interview, knew it was being recorded, and chose to publicly trash an entire fan base. She's showing her face, owning her perspective. The difference? When Clark's fans respond, she calls it harassment. When she attacks them first, she calls it keeping it real. That double standard is fueling this entire conflict. Notice what Lou Williams points out. Many of these veterans don't even watch the WNBA. That's become the default dismissal. Any criticism, pushback, or defense of Clark is met with, "You don't even watch women's basketball." It's a convenient way to invalidate opinions without engaging with them. Never mind that these so-called fake fans boosted WNBA viewership by 300% this season. Never mind that they packed arenas in Indiana, creating the loudest home court advantage in the league. Apparently, none of that matters because they weren't watching before Clark arrived.
Hating?
Yeah.
Men. What?
They just don't know how to
Definitely
flirt.
They be mad.
Yeah,
oh my
niggas
God,
just
they
don't
be
know how
so
to flirt.
mad.
You said niggas don't know how to flirt. That's what
No.
that is.
That's what it is for real. Because they gotta
true.
pick. They gotta pick their argument. If it's
Right.
men on her page, in one sentence they gonna tell you they don't even watch the W, and then in the next they fucking
Right.
harassing people.
Exactly. How you
gotta
know their
pick one.
names?
You know what I'm saying?
They're awful.
Yeah, Derek was coming at my neck. I just remember when she said, "Who was the last women's that won the championship?" I said, "Damn, you gonna do me like that?"
You don't watch?
Here's where it gets revealing. Hami admits that there are more men on her social media pages now, and she immediately frames it negatively, portraying these new male fans as angry trolls who don't understand basketball. But let's look at what actually happened this season. For decades, the WNBA begged for mainstream attention, complaining about low media coverage, poor attendance, and minimal sponsorship deals. Then Caitlin Clark arrives and brings exactly what they wanted: casual fans, male viewers, and people who had never watched women's basketball before. Instead of welcoming them, veterans like Hami treated them with open hostility. These fans became defensive because they came to support women's basketball and were immediately told they weren't welcome. They were accused of racism for supporting Clark, labeled as caring only because she's white, and mocked for not knowing WNBA history. Every attempt to engage with the league was met with gatekeeping and resentment. So yes, some of them got angry, some started fighting back, and now players like Hami act shocked that the very fan base they alienated isn't friendly toward them.
Criteria of like the Asia Wilsons, the Angel Reeses, and pretty much the Cheryl Suits of the world. Now, with that being said, Caitlin Clark never responds or never say nothing to any of the accusations that have been placed upon her fan base. She kind of been treading lightly when it comes to CCFC. Now,
Watch Hami's body language throughout this interview. She's comfortable, laughing, clearly feeling like she's among friends who share her perspective. This wasn't a hostile interrogation where she got trapped into saying something controversial. She voluntarily chose to air these grievances in a public forum. That reveals she genuinely believes she's in the right, and that's the core problem. Hami, Carrington, Carter, and others in their camp don't see themselves as part of the issue. They view themselves as defending the league against invaders, seeing Clark's fan base as outsiders who need to be educated or pushed out. The idea that their attacks might actually be harming the WNBA's growth by targeting its biggest draw either hasn't occurred to them, or if it has, they simply don't care.
out there, bruh. If you're going to talk trash, you got to stand on what you say. For real, bro. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of CCFC. Now, I don't agree with Dijonai Carrington on a lot of things. There's a lot of people on that damn Twitter app that don't show their face and be talking big boy noise. What you scared of? You Twitter gangsters. It's a whole lot of Twitter gangsters out there. CCFC, I just got to keep it real. I got to agree with her on
No
that.
women on your page.
Watch and pay attention to Hami's words. She doesn't just complain about fans sliding into her DMs. She's talking about them posting publicly, challenging players directly, defending Clark in comment sections across social media. And she hates it. She wants them to stay quiet, stay hidden, or better yet, stay away entirely. But that's not how fandom works. When you become a fan of a player, you defend them. When you see your favorite athlete disrespected, you speak up. That's sports culture. It happens in the NBA, NFL, soccer, every major sport. The difference is Those leagues embrace passionate fan bases. They understand that intensity, even when it occasionally crosses lines, is better than apathy. The WNBA had apathy for years. Empty arenas, low ratings, games buried on obscure streaming platforms. Then Caitlin Clark arrived, bringing passion, intensity, and fans who actually care enough to argue about the league. Veterans responded bad after all. The WNBA had lightning in a bottle this season, and instead of nurturing it, veterans are trying to snuff it out. That's not just unfortunate. It's potentially catastrophic for the league's long-term viability. So here's the question. If you were running the WNBA, what would you do? Side with veterans and tell new fans to fall in line? Embrace Clark's fan base fully and tell veterans to adapt? Or find a middle ground where both sides can coexist without constant conflict? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you think Hami was out of line, hit that like button. Subscribe for WNBA coverage that doesn't sugarcoat the reality, because this divide isn't going away and it's only getting deeper.